Yo, what's good with y'all, man? Yo, it's Kiddo. So I'm about to try this reaction shit. You know, I'm about to react to Lil Wayne's worst influential album, Rebirth, his rock album. And I remember back when every nigga was angry and hated that shit because, Wayne, you coming off Wayne mixtapes and all them great albums he had, you know what I'm saying? And then he dropped that, rub people the wrong way. But I'm just about to see, if that rock album like was influential to where like today's rappers is, and whatever. So let's see.
Honestly, if you want me to be honest, like, look at me. That's honestly an honor for you to say something like that. I'm giving that, like it is that. So it's just like, what can I say about that? Just look at me and what you see. I wanted to be Lil Wayne.
Little
Girls would say I
Uzi.
look like Lil Wayne, so I would run with that. And I would wear the fedoras and I would wear the tight polo tees with the skinnies and wear the Vans. And back then, I ordered a fake piercing off of Amazon, and it was a magnet, and I had it right here, and I used to wear it every day like I was Lil Wayne.
I ain't
Lil
doing all
Wayne
that.
with Rebirth, which should not
Wore
have
the
been
skinny
a birth
jeans
at
and
all.
Vans.
Really should have been
Hell,
an
I still wear
abortion. I don't know
Vans
how
and
anyone
skinny sometimes.
allowed Lil Wayne to. It is basically every bad thing that can happen to an artist and an album when they get really lazy, uncreative, they have too much of a budget, and they feel like they can do no wrong.
I ain't gonna say that. I'm gonna say Wayne put out Rebirth because he want to try something new. He in the rock. He like the energy and stuff like that. It's kind of like what Drake doing now. We all want him to put out what we came up listening to, but you know what we hearing right now. But I think it's Drake trying to keep up with the trend, trying to do something different or whatever and stuff. And I think back then, I think Wayne was just trying to do something different or whatever. Which it works for some it don't work. It didn't work for it. Though Rebirth still went gold and probably even more than that now.
Whether or not we're willing to admit it to ourselves, we as humans hate change. And as a species that inherently craves the comfort of the familiar, anything that cajoles us out of our learned patterns of behavior and routine is likely to cause a degree of hate. And while this generally applies to our life experiences and circumstances, the same can go for the art that we love too. When a musician or entertainer that we cherish decides to switch up their style, it can make for a turbulent transition. In modern contexts, this is seen with each new release from a rapper such as Kanye West or Kendrick Lamar, who has a consistently rejuvenated sound with each project. But while he's now a million miles removed from the more conventional sound of a Good Kid, Mad City, Kendrick's working methodology, which is predicated on everything being not just purposeful, but aligned with a larger concept, means that the audience is happy to go along with him. However, when an artist chooses to take an audacious leap without the same degree of care or forethought, the result can be so jarring that it almost kills our perception of the artist. And if anyone knows what that's like firsthand, it's Lil Wayne. Back in the mid-2000s, Weezy was at the peak of his power. Between his illustrious mixtape run that brought us classics such as Dedication 2 and To Drop 3, becoming hip-hop's biggest rapper with the Carter 3, Tunchi had the world at his feet. And suddenly, his proclamations that he was the best rapper alive didn't seem so crazy. But equally suddenly,
I still will say he is the best rapper alive to this day.
just as soon as he'd claimed the title and won a Grammy for Best Rap Album, it appeared that this would no longer do for Weezy, and soon he would make the fateful decision to take aim at the world of rock with Rebirth, a record which, while actively despised in real time, has gone to be one of, if not his most influential album to date. For those who didn't experience the build-up to Rebirth firsthand, it's hard to capture just how unfathomable it was that the top MC in the game was suddenly going to pivot towards rock. But rather than coming out of the blue, the groundwork for Weezy's critically reviled 2010 album was actually laid 2 years prior on the Carter 3's Phone Home. Once we did that record, it opened up ideas to do the Rebirth album. Dre of Cool and Dre told DJ Booth in a reflective piece. Wayne did Saturday Night Live and he had this band with him. He did Got Money and he rocked it out. Us doing the Phone Home record gave us a level of comfortability to be like, yo, let's do some rock, bro. He was like, send it to me. We started flooding him with records like On Fire and Hot Revolver. That's what kicked off the Rebirth rock album. In an interview from around the same time,
On Fire was straight, Prom Queen was straight, but like, I don't know if y'all actually listened to that album at the time, where Like da da da, give me that monkey. He's, you know what I'm saying, all that crazy shit, man. I don't know why I liked it back then, because now when I think about it, I don't even know what the fuck he was talking about on that album. You know what I'm saying?
Weezy began to discuss his love for one rock band in particular, Nirvana. I've been into them since Teen Spirit. There was this video request station called The Box, and someone must have loved Nirvana, because that video was always on. I loved it. Everyone was throwing everyone else around, and all the girls looked like they were ready to do whatever. I was young, and I actually listened to the lyrics. I probably felt at that time I was rebelling, and I can associate myself with that, he shared. I could relate to things Cobain was talking about in the songs. I probably couldn't, but I thought I could. Soon, he collaborated with Weezer on 2009's Can't Stop Partying, and while these could have been interpreted as warning signs in hindsight, Lil Wayne actually delivering a full rock project was too unthinkable for anyone to take notice. Don't forget, this was a time when the boundaries between the two worlds of rock and rap weren't so strong. While projects such as the Judgment Night soundtrack and one-off collaborations such as Method Man and Limp Bizkit or Run DMC and Aerosmith, no artist had ever made the leap in such a drastic way, let alone one as entrenched in hip-hop as Lil Wayne. As while those were all side projects and experiments, this would be the next release in a blockbuster career. In fact, the prospect was so unbelievable that even those who were involved in its creation, such as producers Infamous and Drew Correa, had a hard time believing that something like Prom Queen could really be positioned at the top end of a new Lil Wayne project. Wayne hit me up one night and wanted us to come through to the studio to make some tracks with him live, they recalled. When the track came together the next morning, everyone thought it was the and Lil Wayne told us it would be a single. We thought he was joking, Correa adds. We thought he was saying that just to be nice, but a couple of days later, we were signing paperwork and it was actually happening. There were rumors Wayne was working on a rock album, but I assumed it was just 808 drums with guitars on it. But that night, when we worked on the track, Wayne said he wanted lots of drums, bass, and guitars. Infamous told Billboard. Drew started to add organs and Wayne said no. That's when I realized it was actually going to be a real rock album. He's done everything he can with hip-hop and has proven himself, Infamous continued. Now he's about to prove himself as a rocker and we're excited to be a part of it. With the release of Prom Queen as a single not exactly filling audiences with confidence, Weezy faced a lot of backlash. Nevertheless, Tunechi was undeterred and told Billboard that he removed all constraints from his artistry within hip-hop to create a new vision. With the
Niggas did not like Rebirth. I'm trying to tell you, I remember it. Niggas did not like Rebirth.
promotional hype machine in overdrive, those who helped piece the project together continued to have faith in it, even as response to both Prom Queen and the Nicki Minaj-aided Knockout were middling at best. At the time, Wayne's hype was so high that fans just ignored the singles Prom Queen and Knockout. As a result, the album still debuted at number 2 on the Billboard charts, but once fans actually turned on the record, they felt scammed. In Weezy's entire career, Rebirth is his most critically panned album, earning a Metacritic score of just 37 out of a possible 100. The project led the same publications that had championed him on the Carter II to question where it all went wrong. The problem is that Lil Wayne has very questionable taste in rock, said the Rolling Stone. He splutters and wails over tracks stuffed with aggro stomp and bland riffage. It sounds like he's been holding up with a bunch of Spy Mob and Incubus records.
Man, he was trying something new. He didn't know what he was doing. He was just trying it, you know? Trying to do something different. You know, I can respect an artist trying to do something different and not making the same thing or feeling like you're making the same thing at times.
Rather than being reevaluated in a positive light years later as other controversial records have, the outlook on Rebirth hasn't changed. As a result, it landed a place on Anthony Fantano's worst albums of the entire decade.
Lil Wayne with Rebirth, which should not have been a birth at all, really should have been an abortion. I don't know how anyone...
Man, Anthony Fantano, man, his reviews, I don't know if I said his name right. His reviews be... I don't know, it'd be 50-50. Because sometimes he be making points, and sometimes I don't know. I don't know. But everybody entitled to their opinion.
Allowed Lil Wayne to do a rock crossover record where it's nothing but beats, awkward, distorted, very loud guitars. Yeah, even the most hardcore Lil Wayne fans have a hard time rationalizing this one. When or if I have gotten any enjoyment out of it, it's only really been ironically or just as, you know, just kind of like goofing on it. It is ugly, it is horrid, it is basically every bad thing that can happen to an artist and an album when they get really lazy, uncreative, they have too much of a budget, and they feel like they can do no wrong.
Seen as one major blemish on his
Like I
resume,
said, I don't
what makes
think that
Wayne's
was the
decision to
case.
go
He was
rock
trying to
even
do
more
something
infamous
different.
is that, in some ways, he laid the foundations for what we see in hip-hop today. With tracks such as Love Scars wading into the same rock-influenced waters as Rebirth, Trippie Redd has revealed that he keeps a picture of himself and Tunechi in his bag and doesn't go nowhere without it. With Trippie proclaiming that, I feel like Baby Wayne, there's an argument to be made that Weezy...
He ain't no Baby Wayne. He ain't, hell no. Hell no. Wayne made a lot of the Trippie Redd, Little Uzi, maybe Playboy Cardi, just all the emo rapper. Wayne started this trend. He started that. For sure.
whether directly or indirectly, empowered everyone from Lil Peep to Juice WRLD to push ahead with a sound that straddles both rock and rap. And in hindsight, people are beginning to take notice. This is a hot take, but Lil Wayne birthed emo rap with this, wrote No Jumper in 2019. Even prior to that, writers at Vice spoke about how Rebirth track Paradise had pioneered auto-tune emo, proclaiming that if your favorite SoundCloud rapper dropped this tomorrow, you would tweet about how it's fire. Aside from the music itself, Wayne's stylistic choices during the Rebirth era were pivotal in molding a man who'd famously declared himself not to be a rapper at all, but a rock star in Lil Uzi Vert. As long before he was annoying old heads with his love for Marilyn Manson, Uzi was wearing the rock-oriented attire that was synonymous with Weezy's most divisive period.
If you want me to be honest, like, look at me. That's honestly an honor for you to say something
Wayne
like
influenced
that. I'm
this
giving
generation,
that, like,
man.
it is that. So it's
He
just like,
influenced
what
it.
can I say about that? Just look at me and what you see. I wanted to be Lil Wayne. Girls would say I look like Lil Wayne, so I would run with that. And I would wear the fedoras and I would wear the tight polo tees with the skinnies and wear the Vans and back then, I ordered a fake piercing off of Amazon, and it was a magnet, and I had it right here, and I used to wear it every day like I was Lil Wayne.
With all of the evidence presented, it appears perhaps that Wayne was the wrong man at the wrong time. As if he'd taken an approach that fused the two sounds more harmoniously in the way that today's emo rappers had, it probably would have gone over better. That said, a 2019 interview saw Wayne suggest that he hasn't necessarily abandoned his rockstar ambitions altogether. I would definitely want some help on it this time, Tunechi told Vibe. I did that one by myself. The most help I got, I consider her like another mom. Is soul R&B artist, Miss Betty Wright. She taught me a few strings, a few chords on the guitar, how to hold a few notes. I definitely with Blink. I tell Travis to go crazy on one or two of them. I would love to go back and do some vintage songs on it this time as well. I would have to get some clearances on one or two songs from a band or an artist we all love and do it like that. I'm trying to see what's up with a Nirvana song or something. Try to get my Kurt Cobain on. With Weezy's services being sought after by current hip-hop rock crossover king MGK and meriting 2 appearances on his
I'd be
latest
open
album,
to another
it seems
album.
that years after he was so resoundingly
like he'll
mocked
do
for his
better now.
aspirations, Rebirth is finally
Yeah.
being seen as daring,
saying
trailblazing,
it's
but
gonna be
ultimately
great.
still poorly
But
executed.
it'll
And
be
while
better.
Tunechi is likely winding down his career at this point, there's undeniably a level of intrigue around seeing him make one more final roll of the dice in this area. As if he gets it right, it could take the one lasting stain on his legacy off once and for all.
Well, that was it, you guys. So, just I think Rebirth is very influential, and it's influential because, for one, it's Wayne. Wayne the reason for a lot of these rappers, man. If it wasn't for Wayne having the skinny jeans, Vans, and just all that other stuff, we wouldn't have a lot of rappers that the new wave of generation listen to and like and shit like that. But anyways, man, if you looked at this whole reaction, I appreciate it. I'm recorded on my phone, so bear with me. Give me some time, to kind of get my computer and all this other stuff situated over time and shit like that. But let's turn up, man. Just fuck with me, man. I'm gonna react to anything, man. Just anything. If you see this, comment a song, man. Rock, pop, anything. YouTubers, sports. I look at everything, man. And I'm at work, not doing shit. So, anyway, appreciate it, man. And until then, comment, please subscribe. I would love it. Comment, subscribe, and talk to me. Let me know what to react to next. Let me know if I'm missing something. But anyway, that's it. Appreciate it.